What up, you guys? Slim here at SlimXTeampurplepanda, here to do a card discussion. I actually did do a video about these cards actually a while ago, but YouTube being YouTube fucked up and never uploaded it, so people never got to see it. I spent time on the video like I do all my videos, but whatever. Maybe this time I'll get to mention things I didn't mention about it. But this is a shout out to Torn Between Two Worlds and anyone else who has ever sent me this video idea. We're going to talk about both Nobleman cards today. We're going to talk about Nobleman of Extermination and my personal favorite, Nobleman of Crossout. So, people who don't know, Nobleman of Extermination basically says, destroy and remove from play one face-down spell or trap card. If it was a trap card, both players must remove from play all cards of the deck with the same name as it. So basically it's saying, if you hit Bottomless Trap Hole, you hit Solemn Warning, you hit Mirror Force or whatever, and, if you hit a face-down card and it's a trap like the ones I just mentioned, if you have that card in your deck, you remove it. If your opponent has multiple copies, they remove it, and vice versa. So basically what it does is it does Nobleman a Crossout, but for spells and traps, specifically traps. The traps would get removed like the monster gets removed. So that's what Nobleman of Extermination does. Nobleman a Crossout, on the other hand, people already know, you hit a face-down monster that's in defense mode, and then, if it was a flip effect monster, both players must remove all copies from their deck. Best target to hit is Raikou. People know this. People know you want to hit that. You want to hit... flip effect wise, it's probably the worst flip effect out there right now, and that's the main thing that you do. So basically, there's a discussion about why these two cards are so good. So I'm gonna do Nobleman Extermination first. So so the only deck I could honestly see this card really working well in is if you're running a Formula Monarch deck, and the reason I say that is because a lot of decks these days, my deck included, do run multiple copies of cards, that you honestly wouldn't want to see get hit. Like when you're playing, you don't want to see some of your cards go, and especially if you do it yourself or if someone else does it. Here are just some examples. If they were to Nobleman Exterminate my Deep Prison, I'd lose 3. I'd lose 2 warnings. I'd lose 3 7 tools. I'd lose 2 bottomless. That's just the damage Nobleman of Extermination can do alone to my deck. I don't know about other people, but if you run multiple copies of these cards, if Extermination does hit, you do get screwed. 7 tools cannot negate it because it's not a trap. So this card's really versatile, especially in a Frog Monarch deck, where if you can hit multiple trap cards, you're pretty much home free to do what you need to do for the rest of the duel. This is bad, like I said, with the ones I just mentioned, but also for those that run like Decree or run other kind of decks that run multiple copies of cards. This card can be extremely deadly. It's an extremely good tech choice. I've seen people do it before, and sometimes when they do it, they side out their multiple copies just to throw the opponent off. So like someone who ran 3 Deep Prison might cut down to 1 or none and put in 2 to 3 Extermination and just like go through their opponent's trap cards like they're nothing. Really good card, really versatile, but like I said, it's best used when used in a Frog Monarch deck, where you don't run traps and your only concern is your opponent's back rows, because it does a lot of work. So that's it on Nobleman Extermination. Really good card. Try it out, especially if you have a Formula Monarch deck, because it alone will disrupt your opponent's whole game. Like I said, removing multiple copies is key, because then you have advantage throughout the whole game. On that note as well, we're going to talk about one of my favorite cards that I always side deck in every deck. We're going to talk about Nobleman of Crossout in part 2 of this video. So people have been wondering, Nobleman of Crossout's been around forever, you guys. I believe it came in Invasion of Chaos. It was probably earlier than that shit. I don't even remember. It's been so long, you guys, since Nobleman of Crossout first came out. But Crossout is amazing because you hit a face-down flip effect monster, i.e. Gravekeeper Spy, Raikou, I don't even know what else, but you hit them and they lose multiple copies. If I get a Spy crossed out, I lose 3. That's why when I side deck, I side 1 or 2 out. I'm afraid of Crossout because Crossout can really minus me a lot. So it's reasons like that you have to be careful when siding, because people are going to side deck Crossout. I always side deck 2. That hasn't changed in any of my side decks in the longest time. I even main decked them when I used to run Machina Stun, because you knew you were going to play Gravekeepers, and you knew if you could take away their main flip effect monster, if not a Recruiter or something key, you could definitely get over them with ease. A lot of decks, set monsters, especially plants. Nobleman of Crossout Dandelion is amazing. They don't get tokens. It's gone. It's removed. Nobleman Spore, Nobleman Glowbulb, if they set it. All these cards can be crossed out, and they won't come back to the game, and it gives you a big advantage over your opponent. This card is really good, like I said, against Spy. It's good against Raikou. Good against, just a lot of cards this format. If you're able to cross out Kagemusha, that's really good. But I mean, it's rare your opponent will set it. But you can always chain Book of Moon. One thing that a lot of people don't know is that one really cool trick to using Nobleman across it is knowing when to use it and knowing how to set up your play so that you get the most benefit out of it. And a lot of plays I've seen in the past involve going Book of Moon and then going Nobleman across out. Yes, you did lose 2 cards, but if it's a key monster you need to get rid of in the long run, you don't really lose anything. It's plays like this, that make a really big difference in this game. Like if you know when to book something and then cross it out instead of attacking over it, really versatile and really works to your advantage. Um, like I said, the main things you want to hit this format and probably the next format are going to be monsters that are set face down that have flip effects. The main ones are Gravekeeper's Spy, Raikou, Lightsworn Little Dog. There's also, there's a lot. Like, you just have to cross out when you need to. Like, honestly, you can't hesitate and not do it because you could cross out a Sangan, you could cross out a Mystic Tomato, anything that could search or, just give your opponent a ridiculous, like, comeback. Like Vayu with Black Wings, cross out that Vayu, cross out, whatever you need to do. And that goes back to Extermination. Exterminate at your own risk because, like I said, for people who run the multiple copies of trap cards like I do, you are taking a risk of activating Nobleman of Extermination and losing your own copies. Same goes for the GK Mirror Match. Be careful when to activate Crossout. If you did include all 3 versions of your spies when you side decked, if you do cross out a spy, you're losing yours as well. You have no way of getting them back unless you run Burial, but that's kind of pointless. So that's what I gotta say, you guys. These 2 cards are very, very versatile, very, very powerful, and deserve to be seen in side decks. And Nobleman Extermination hasn't seen a lot of play, but like I said, Formula Monarch decks can definitely just plus off this for days. And Crossout should be just a side decked card. There's no reason why you shouldn't side deck at least one Nobleman Crossout because it really does come in handy, especially this format. Every deck sets at one point or another during the match, so it's key to know when to do it. So that's all I got to say, you guys. I hope this video uploads successfully since the other one didn't. But this is my discussion on Nobleman Crossout and Nobleman Extermination and why they are so good. So please, check it out. Leave your comments below. Please continue to rate, comment, subscribe, thumb things up, and thank you for watching.